What's good with you? Back in black with another Enlisted video. If you guys are new to the channel and you love shooting games just like me, make sure you aim for that like button and shoot that subscribe button as well. It'll improve your skill-based matchmaking and it'll help you find better teammates because God knows we need that in the Japanese Pacific campaign. It's been a rough outing the last couple of weeks. Neither here nor there, we did have another Making Enlisted a Better Place update that I did want to share with you guys, and I know I don't share them all with you because quite frankly they do them so often, and I guess you could say the scale of the updates is so small that most of them aren't even worth mentioning. But this one actually has a really cool feature being implemented into the game, and that is that you when you're using transport vehicles like boats and jeeps and stuff of that nature, where you would typically be considered an easy target, that will no longer be the case. And the reason is that the AI will now have the ability to choose certain targets and finally shoot back. So it gives you a little more incentive to use transport vehicles, which I think is a really nice undertaking to go for in this game. Personally, I'm still waiting for the addition of troop transport versions of half-tracks, but giving us incentives to use jeeps and boats and I guess the Kubla wagon and whatever that other jeep, half boat thing is that they have in the Normandy and Pacific campaign, giving us more reasons to use that is really good. And I say that because typically whenever I do get in one of those, because the AI couldn't shoot back before, you were indeed a very easy target, and it's no fun, especially considering how slow they move. I still think they could use another buff on the speed. And yeah, I don't know, the bots in this game have auto aim and deadly accuracy even if you're going 40 miles per hour in a perpendicular direction. So I don't know, at the very least this is a good change, giving us the option to at least have our AI shoot back. So I don't know, continue to mark those targets. And another neat addition of this update is that the same way your AI can shoot back, you can also have other teammates get in the current vehicle that you are occupying and use whether that be the machine gun or a different cannon that is equipped on that vehicle, which is also really good because having to switch characters all the time is a bit of a hassle. And if you can just focus on driving or gunning and let somebody else do that who's an actual user and not an AI, that'll be a neat addition as well, which is something neat that I noticed because people were hopping in my LVT in the Pacific campaign and using the machine guns that were on the back, so that's nice. Looking at it a little further, this could be a really neat addition for people who like to play with their friends, and if one of your squad mates have a tank and then they lose some of their squad mates from an enemy tank, then you could just have somebody who you're playing with hop in and man the machine gun, which will be a very fun and unique cooperative experience, which we could use some more of those in Enlisted, because I know the whole gist is like using your AI as much as possible, but using your teammates and actual friends could make it more of a cooperative experience, which will be better for the game overall in my personal opinion. The next piece of this update is that transport vehicles are also becoming more durable. Very often when I would use transport vehicles, and whenever I would hop in one anyways, the transmission would very often be blown out and it wouldn't even be able to be used. So it's kind of like you're wasting your time even getting in the vehicle in the first place, and you didn't even have a way to repair it. But both of those issues are being remedied in this current little update because, one, again, they're going to be more durable, so I guess they'll take more bullets and you can survive more and continue on with your little flank. The next piece is that if they do sustain a good amount of damage and become unoperationable, if you have somebody in your squad with a repair kit, they will be able to fix the vehicle. So the same way you can use that for tanks, you can now use that for transport vehicles, which I don't know how useful that will make repair kits in the long run, because the only time I ever think to have one is if I'm putting it on a tanker. But if you do have some spare riflemen in your squad and you want to get some extra XP, besides using one to repair a tank, you can use it to repair a vehicle as well, which will be very useful. Last little thing I wanted to say about the vehicles is that wheels have now been added into the damage model, so you can I guess if you do see somebody driving around in a transport vehicle, you can shoot the wheels out, and then that'll obviously affect the handling and stability of that vehicle, which is, that's realistic, and this game has always been pretty realistic, or leaning that way anyway, while also striking a good balance with casual. So being realistic with the vehicles is a-okay in my personal opinion, so that's nice as well. Aside from the update, what I also wanted to talk about was that series of clips you saw at the beginning of my video, because as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, or I guess if you play on console anyway, I don't know how the experience is on PC. Playing the Japanese in the Pacific campaign is still very much so quite the drag, and I don't know if the developers have any plans to do anything to remedy the situation, but me winning 39% of my games, I think that's a pretty big issue, because I'm not saying I'm the best enlisted player or anything, but I do a pretty top-notch job, and I try to support my team as much as I can, whether that be killing a lot of people or building a lot of rally points on good flanks and stuff like that, or building structures in general. So for me to lose as much as I do, it just kind of goes to show that there's some kind of balance issue going on with that campaign. And I was trying to think of some suggestions that I would tell the developers to maybe consider implementing to ease the experience playing as the Japanese. And the first one I could think of is that maybe we could have some more pre-built emplacements, like machine guns and barbed wire and more bunkers. And subsequently, another thing I would consider implementing is the same way you guys made the AI able to shoot while being in transport vehicles. I would also like to see AI have the ability to use those machine gun emplacements, and whether that be one that was built by a player, or some that have been pre-built by you guys and that have been implemented into the game. Because yeah man, I'm sure you guys can look at the data on the back end and see just playing the Japanese is quite frankly no fun, and I don't know if the developers even play their game or have the same experiences that we do. Maybe I just need to change regions on my server or something, but yeah, I don't know. I lose a lot of games playing as the Japanese, and it's I be trying my damnedest, and it just doesn't really make any sense to me when I can go to any other campaign. And quite frankly, I would say it's giving me flashbacks of playing in Berlin. And if you guys know how Berlin was for the Axis when that campaign first came out, then I'm sure you guys are having a similar experience over again. And deja vu is not something that I want to be experiencing from one campaign to another in Enlisted, because one of the things that I really appreciate about this game is the variety that is presented throughout each campaign when you change from one to another. So those are just two things that I was thinking of. Implement some more defensive structures that are pre-built into the map, and give give us some more machine gun emplacements. Maybe give AI the ability to shoot those machine gun emplacements. And also I would think that the attackers do not need any replenishment on their lives when they capture an objective, because it's quite easy for them to capture all the objectives in the Pacific as it is. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. That's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys have a good one, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to shoot that like button and aim for that subscribe button as well. Black guy out.